The United Kingdom, once a symbol of prosperity, is rapidly losing its charm. A country that used to attract talent and offer opportunities is now facing a crisis, with more people leaving than ever before. Stagnant wages, soaring living costs, crumbling infrastructure, and a declining quality of life are pushing its residents out. But what exactly has gone wrong? The UK's reputation as a great place to live and work is slipping, and more people are looking beyond its borders for a better future. The most immediate issue for many living in the UK is the cost of living. With inflation driving prices higher, everyday essentials like groceries and utilities are becoming unaffordable for many families. However, it's housing costs that are really creating a crisis. In cities like London, the average rent consumes more than half of a person's monthly income, and for most people, the dream of owning a home is slipping further out of reach. With wages stagnating and property prices rising, it has become increasingly difficult for younger generations to get on the property ladder. This affordability crisis is not just a problem for the capital, but is spreading across the UK, making it one of the least affordable places to live in Western Europe. The UK's housing crisis is rooted in a decades-long failure to build enough homes to meet the demand of its growing population. From the 1980s onwards, successive governments have failed to address the need for more housing. What makes it worse is the lack of social housing, which has only compounded the problem. As fewer affordable homes are available, private rental costs have soared, creating a vicious cycle where more people are forced to rent, further inflating the demand and pushing prices even higher. This issue isn't just causing financial hardship. It's pushing people to leave the UK in search of a more affordable life abroad. The cost of living is compounded by a lack of job security and stagnant wages, which have remained relatively flat for more than a decade. In many sectors, pay has failed to keep up with inflation, meaning people are earning less in real terms now than they did in 2008. The UK economy, which once prided itself on being a global financial powerhouse, is struggling to keep pace with its competitors. Productivity, the key driver of wage growth, has flatlined since the 2008 financial crisis, and without a significant improvement, wages are unlikely to rise anytime soon. As a result, the UK's middle class is shrinking, and more skilled professionals are leaving the country for better-paying opportunities abroad. The situation is particularly dire for the National Health Service, NHS, which has long been one of the UK's most cherished institutions. The NHS is facing a workforce crisis, with thousands of doctors and nurses considering leaving the UK for higher-paying, less stressful roles in countries like Australia and Canada. With rising costs and a shrinking pool of staff, patient care is being compromised, leading to longer waiting times, worse treatment outcomes, and general frustration among the population. The exodus of healthcare professionals is a direct result of a combination of poor pay, overwork, and the erosion of benefits. What was once a world-class healthcare system is now struggling to meet the basic needs of the population. The decline of the NHS is just one example of how public services in the UK are suffering. Education is another area where standards are slipping. Overcrowded classrooms, underpaid teachers, and a lack of resources are putting pressure on the education system. The situation is particularly concerning for families in lower-income areas, where access to quality education is limited. This decline in public services has led to growing dissatisfaction with life in the UK. As the quality of essential services like healthcare and education deteriorates, people are increasingly turning to other countries where these services are more reliable and effective. As the cost of living and quality of life continue to spiral downwards, political instability has only made things worse. The UK's decision to leave the European Union in 2016, known as Brexit, has led to a number of negative consequences. The country's political landscape has become more divided, with increasing polarization between those who support Brexit and those who oppose it. This political fragmentation has eroded trust in the government and has created an atmosphere of uncertainty. The economic fallout from Brexit, including a reduction in trade and lower foreign investment, has also exacerbated the UK's economic struggles. Young professionals in particular are looking to leave the UK for countries with more stable political environments and better economic prospects. While many people are leaving due to economic hardship, others are drawn to the opportunity for better living conditions. Countries like the United States, Canada, and Australia are seen as offering more job opportunities, higher wages, and a better work-life balance. The job market in the UK is becoming increasingly precarious, with many workers trapped in low-paying, unstable jobs. The gig economy is on the rise, but it offers little job security or benefits. This shift towards more casual, precarious employment has left many workers feeling vulnerable. With stagnant wages and a lack of long-term job prospects, more people are choosing to leave the UK for places where their skills are in higher demand and their quality of life is better. The rise in crime, particularly in urban areas, has also contributed to the feeling that the UK is no longer a safe place to live. Violent crime, property theft, and drug-related offenses are on the rise in many cities, leaving residents feeling less secure. Police forces across the country are underfunded, and the lack of resources means that law enforcement struggles to keep up with rising crime rates. This increase in crime has made many people reconsider their decision to stay in the UK. Those who can afford to leave are increasingly looking for safer environments abroad, where they feel more secure in their homes and communities. The UK's aging infrastructure is another factor contributing to the country's decline. Public transportation is outdated and inefficient, with delays and overcrowding becoming the norm in cities like London. Commuting times are increasing, and the quality of service is declining, leaving many frustrated with the country's lack of investment in modern infrastructure. While countries like Germany and Japan are investing in high-speed rail networks and smart city technologies, the UK is falling behind. As the country's infrastructure crumbles, its citizens are seeking better living conditions in countries that prioritize investment in public services and modern infrastructure. With so many factors contributing to the decline of life in the UK, it's no wonder that people are leaving in droves. The country's economy is struggling, public services are in decline, crime is on the rise, and political instability is creating uncertainty. For young professionals in particular, the UK no longer holds the promise of a better future. With stagnant wages, high living costs, and fewer opportunities for career advancement, many are seeking greener pastures in countries where they can build a better life. The mass exodus of talent from the UK is not a temporary phenomenon. It is part of a broader trend that has been building for years. As more and more skilled professionals leave, the country risks losing its competitive edge on the global stage. The UK's ability to attract and retain talent is crucial to its future prosperity. But at the moment, it seems that the country is failing to create the conditions necessary for people to succeed. In the end, the question remains, why is no one willing to stay in the UK anymore? The combination of rising costs, declining public services, political instability, and a lack of job security has made the UK a less attractive place to live. As the country's problems deepen, it is likely that the exodus of skilled professionals will continue, further eroding the country's economic and social fabric. If things don't change soon, the UK may find itself in a permanent decline, struggling to recover from the years of mismanagement that have led to its current crisis. If you found this video insightful, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think the future holds for the UK? Will it be able to turn things around, or is it too late? Let us know your opinions.